Yo, so let's break down Brandon Marshall's House of Athlete business. I think it's a great model for all athletes to consider. Obviously, it may not be to the scale of what Brandon Marshall has done from his perspective. So he started House of Athlete, which is I am athlete, I am athlete. So make sure you guys check that out. By the way, uh, pod, which has been taking the world by storm. They're averaging like hundreds of thousands of views. Every episode has Chad Ochocinco, Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and a plethora of different guests on the show. But the way he broke it down is basically based off things that he's already kind of, how can I say, good at or well versed in. So if you break it down, athlete performance. He was a football player, high level football player, multi Pro Bowler, different things like that. Health and wellness, which ties into his life as an athlete, but also something that he's big on, which is wellness, mental health, mental fitness, mental health, things that he's been a big proponent on throughout his life and his career. I touched on mental health a little bit. Media, as an athlete, you're doing interviews, you're doing player PR, you're doing appearances, you're doing all that, and then merch. These are the 5 basic things that House of Athlete provides. They have a studio warehouse space where they house athletes, House of Athletes, fitness concept, fitness equipment, workout studio space. You got the media, which ties back into what I said here, which is on YouTube and their podcast. Health and wellness, where they provide supplements, and then their merch line. Yes, he's built a wonderful house, but any athlete can use this model. Obviously, not to the scale that Brandon Marshall has done. He's built a fabulous business. But if you can use things that you're already good at, things that you're already well versed in, athlete, I'm a soccer player. So if I break myself down, athlete, I play soccer, I can help out, I can do training, I can do coaching, health and wellness, recovery, different things that I use to help, maximize the productivity of my career, the productiveness of my career. Mental health, how was I able to, play at the high level with crazy crowds, adversity, different things like that. Media, how can I get in front of the media? I have a plethora of different podcasts and different things that I do. And then merch, I'm not going to say anyone can do merch, but merch is something that it's the entry to barrier or barrier to entry is not very hard. You just have to go about it the right way. One thing I did appreciate about Brandon Marshall was that he was honest in his business, how can I say, in his business journey. He talked about how getting a business coach helped him out tremendously. And I think that's very important because as athletes, we have coaches in everything else that we do in life. We're so used to taking direction. We're so used to having a routine. So why not invest in a business coach that can help you take you to that next step? I think that's very important that he was honest enough to say that, and honest enough to share his journey that, the first 7 years, he was breaking even, he was losing money, but then he expedited his performance, his business performance, by getting someone that to help him. So if you're thinking about investing in yourself, make sure you do it because you can then build something that is similar to House of Athlete. It may not be to that scale, and that's no disrespect to you as you start your venture, but whether it might be even higher. But I'm just giving you guys an example of an athlete that we see every day, how he's broken down his own house. And I hope you guys like my picture drawing.